Buongiorno, Sharelle, Perry, Natasha, Mariana, and there's a couple more joining right now. Ciao! Come stai?
Ciao! Salve.
Ok, bene, spero che stiate bene. Oggi abbiamo la seconda lezione numero 2 della settimana. And after today, we will have done our second unit. Vi ricordo, I want to also remind you, even if you come here, you need to watch the videos, not of class, but the other ones. And normally this is better to do before class, right? In your case, I have some of the conjugation of avere, essere, and espressioni con avere. And la classe è più facile, is easier dopo questo. Per oggi, and, sì, most people are doing really well. There's a couple of students that have gotten behind. When I send my next entire class email, of course, that doesn't apply to everybody if I keep doing reminders. Ma I got to for everybody, right? Those who are doing really well, those who are so-so, and those who are missing things. So apply what's applicable in every case. So, but let's move on. Something else. Oh, that's the quiz I already opened. Se voi andate al calendario, right? What I have here in the calendar is in the student view. This is due at midnight, but we are going to do most of it in class. So I encourage everybody to please take notes and so that it's easier. E poi there is a quiz that opens tomorrow, but it's like at midnight tonight. It opens already, and everybody gets 2 attempts. And there's also an office hour tomorrow, so it's a good idea sometimes to do the first try. And then if you have a question, come to my office hour. And if you don't, well, you can either take it again, get a higher grade, or if you are satisfied with the first attempt, then that's it, right? You may not see it in your calendar, perhaps, I'm not sure, because it doesn't open. Well, actually, it should be visible now. It's just if you click on it, you cannot see it until after midnight tonight. Pero questo sì, le altre persone, like people did like really good in everything that was already turned in. So I commend you. The only thing that I saw, the cuadernos, sometimes there was a little difficulty. Oh, let me see here. Buongiorno. When to use il, when to use lo, right? So there's two things that help you determine what kind of word it is. First, you look at the end. And unless the word ends in a in the singular, the ending, if it's a or o, tells you that it's masculine or feminine. And then also could tell you plural or singular. El plurale di o e i, el plurale di a e e. Again, that does not account for the e ending singular words, which are gender blind. So that's why you had another page in the cuaderno to get you familiarized with some very common a ending words. But the last thing is the special consonants, right? In masculine nouns. And the special consonants, the most commonly seen ones are Z, like zai, not zio, S followed by a second consonant, right? So those of you who said, I believe number 16 and number 21, secolo and salame, right? And I put it in the chat. Secolo, salame, if I remember correctly from the top of my head, are the ones that start with S, but they do not have a consonant after. They're going to be il secolo, il salame. Oh, yeah, and then un for the first column. I told you the second column first. And then i secoli, i salami, right? So that will be Everything else on that page, right? Everything else that is masculine would be uno, lo, or and li. And of course, the feminine nouns is just going to be una, la, and le, right? So, but those are the only ones, the secolo and salame, that had anything else, right? So all the pages except the last one that had those two were limited to 2 choices per article, right? That's how like simplified, like taking you in steps before giving you a page where everything was mixed together. Allora, questo è il quaderno. Adesso possiamo, but again, the majority of people did it correctly. There were some people who put some law on the first couple of pages, and there was no law whatsoever until the last page of that homework. Bene. How is that relevant? Before we go here, this is an old copy. Yours is going to be probably a little shorter and a little simpler, right? And there's about 3 versions of this on Canvas. And I also gave you a PDF of a paper-based exam. But again, most first units covered, even if you take it in Hawaii, Puerto Rico, right, UCLA, most cover similar material, right? So it's going to be different. So you see then avere and essere, right? So this is what we're going to be doing a little later. This is the verbs, avere and essere, right? Things about, and we are going to get back to this after we do our, but then you have things like this, right? And this is, in your case, we did the uno and una, but this was when we had the 5-week winter class. And I made this extra credit because we practiced it, but we didn't practice it enough for me to be comfortable to assign it because it was such a whirlwind class, right? It's like running sprint pace for a marathon. So, and this will be, for example, gatto, masculine singular. Does it start with a special consonant? No. So which one would it be?
Un.
Yes. Facile, right? Zucchero. And I even put this in a different color, right?
Lo.
Il.
Yes. And then the zucchero starts with a special consonant. So it's going to be lo zucchero. Right? So penna rossa. And then again, if you have something like this for you guys, it's not going to be extra credit. And you see here extra credit because I would have to put it manual. So una penna rossa. And again, feminine is going to be these 2 choices. If it's feminine, only those 2 choices. These other 2 are for masculine nouns. And again, feminine. So starts with a vowel. It's going to be one of those last 2. Does it accessorize or not? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to unclick and I actually...
It starts with a vowel, so you would put the accented un.
Yes, so it's going to be that one. The apostrophe. Una aspirina per me. Instead of una aspirina per me. Right? Special consonant like zucchero.
Uno.
Yes. And then this is the one that you saw, and this is also why I do like to go over the Kahoots and those reviews, because you had that one in the Kahoot, right? So what do we do with that one? Do we know if this could be, just looking at that word, if we don't know that, it could be feminine plural, but we know that it's actually masculine singular. How do we know that?
Mm.
How do we know this is masculine singular before we determine if it's, and I actually removed le from here to make it easier. So you know it's not le, it's not a feminine plural.
Because of the color?
Yes, the color is in singular, masculine. Singular masculine, right? This means, and so the elephant is big and gray is what it means. And this is still in singular. We know grande is grande.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's not grando or granda. That's singular. And then is. right? It's not sono. So if you are not sure if this is a word like that is singular or plural, look at the rest of the sentence because it should give you clues. And then somebody said, which one is it? Because it begins with a vowel and it's singular. Just like that column on the third page of the last homework, that it was the same article for every one.
Il.
Left elefante. Left.
Yeah, l'elefante, grillo.
Elefante.
Yes, yes. So for all singular nouns that begin with a vowel, right? Whether masculine or feminine is L apostrophe if it starts with a vowel, right? Okay, bene. Ristorante, buono, no special consonants, and we know this is a singular word because this is singular masculine and is.
La.
Masculine,
Il ristorante.
yes. If
Ah.
it were feminine, it would be ristorante buona, right? So this will be a clue here, buona. But this is masculine, il ristorante. So spettacolo, right? This is masculine singular, starts with special consonant group. So what do we do to avoid having too many consonants together, right? This is right?
This is low, right?
Yes, it's low. So you stick a vowel right to it. I mean, right before it. Mela. And then we see, oh, mela, this looks like a feminine singular. Is it? Okay, singular. Rosa. Yes, this is feminine. Yes. No vowel, just consonant. It will be what?
La.
La. Yes. And then we have some here. Studenti sono intelligenti. Is this feminine, masculine, plural, or singular?
Is it
Masculine. E.
Masculine, plural. And
Oh, E. Okay, that's right.
yes,
Mhm.
it is masculine, plural. So it will be one
Li.
of these two. Li,
Sorry.
because it begins with S and a second consonant. Right? Just
And you don't say glee, you just say
Oh,
glee.
you don't say glee, it's li.
Yeah.
Li. When
Li.
you have this, it's like a very soft L, the way that it sounds, li.
Li.
Yeah.
Li.
And yes. So, Bene. So this looks like feminine plural, is it? Let's see. Sono plurale, sì. Sportive. We know that the singular is sportivo. So this is a feminine plural.
Mm.
You have only one choice, right? And if you go, this is something that with logic, unless you get one of those gender blind words, right? If you have a, like, let's say like a child, okay, which one kind of agrees more with that? That probably, okay, this, right? Trust your instincts. So, and then like this one, gatti. Okay, is this could be a feminine plural of those that end with a in the singular, but hanno sempre so well. This is we know gatto is gatto because we've seen that in the beginning. So no special consonant.
Lee.
E, right?
Mm.
E is only for if it starts with a vowel and is masculine plural, vowel or special consonant. So the majority are actually E, right? Most words begin with regular consonants as opposed to vowels or special kinds of consonants. But we have to pay extra attention to the exceptions, right? Because those are the ones that mess us up. So, and that is, and we'll get into all these things later. You probably will have recognized something. Ma andiamo adesso a questo qua. Oh, wait, let me go to it. And that's also the recap for that questa grammatica. So adesso, sì, avere, essere, più aggettivi. Cominciamo con questo. Again, we're going to start with this because I don't want that we kind of run out of time. I prefer to start with some more games and something a little more lighthearted, but let's get to this one because it's due tonight. So, avete queste pagine, right? So this is pagina del quaderno. If you are told to use avere, this entire page is with avere. And then you have this reference materials in the actual cuaderno is also in black, but I put it in a different color here so it jumps out to the eye. And there's io, right? To I. This is the formal lei. Then the lui, he has, she has, right? Noi abbiamo, voi avete. This is the formal loro, which means you, group of distinguished gentlemen and ladies, right? No, and it's think about like you don't dare address them directly, right? The two or the voi, the you guys, you are beating around the bush and pretending you're not even talking to them, right? Using the same conjugation as the regular lui or lei or the loro, which means they have. So, and this is also if you are used to addressing people in the ustedes form in Spanish, if you speak Spanish, right? Ellos hacen, ustedes hacen, ustedes tienen, ellos tienen. Is similar to that. So, quello che facciamo? Let's do a few of this, and we already did a little bit of a better conjugation. In the homework, you have two, and then you have the idiomatic expressions. We did a few of these, right? In the PowerPoint, but just a few. So adesso, quello che facciamo, siamo 10 persone. Actually, I think we have like 8 people. See?
I have a question. How we realize when we have to write any lay in formal and we have to complete? Is because it's let's say la señora, so it's formal, or if she's just the name, it's not.
Formal only applies when you're talking directly to someone, like being polite to them. If you're talking about someone, it doesn't matter. Or if you're talking about yourself, it doesn't matter. See, the io has only one form. The noi has only one form. If it's la señora, right, it's she.
Yeah. Okay.
It's she. But if you are talking to a lady and you're going to say señora, comma, like you're calling out to her, lei ha un minuto. Do you have a moment or a minute, right? You are talking to her, and often you see that with the comma. When you see it in writing, because in writing, things are out of context. You don't know what's going on in the situation, right? So that's why these cues are important. But if you say la señora, it's not you're talking to them.
Okay.
El ragazzo, la ragazza, you're talking about them. So if you have, then this is a question. Number 5 is a question that could be, how old is she? Or how old are you, Mr. or man? And again, the lei is the same whether you're talking to a man or a woman, actually. So
Okay.
yeah, so facciamo così. Io vi do, we'll do 1 through 5 together, then we'll go into groups and we'll do up until 15 and come back. So if you have, it's right here, right? Io what?
Oh.
Yes. Io ho un libro azzurro. Azzurro is dark blue. Oggi tu
I
hai una lezione di italiano. Actually, it should be lezione di italiano. We don't put the una motion in Italian. Okay. Lei
Okay.
ha una bella casa. That's beautiful. Lui, that's the mean professor this semester. Lei quanti anni
I
ha? Right? It is not I unless it's tu. Quanti anni hai? Right? So this is the formal or the she. Tu quanti anni hai? Bene. So adesso, let me clear the drawings. Noi facciamo in gruppi. Let me get 2 breakout rooms. And I'm gonna get, yes. It's probably gonna be until I figure out who can talk and who cannot talk. I think most people can talk. It's gonna be bigger groups so far. Vediamo. Il primo gruppo, Eden, Gioacchino, Jonathan e Natasha, voi avrete da 6 a 10, and I'm going to copy this in case you just disregard the Silvia Loro. I'm taking it out actually because it's on the same. Okay, so voi fate noi, this is numero 6, I'm putting the numbers. Questo gruppo numero 1 di Eden, sorry, Eden, I just read it in Italian, Eden.
I didn't have to say it actually.
Oh,
'Cause
sì, ok.
yeah.
Allora,
It's
io
Israeli.
non so quale lingua parli, quindi Eden, Gioacchino, Jonathan e Natasha, fate queste, and then we come back and then you tell the entire class. E poi il prossimo gruppo sarà Denise, Erin, Mariana, Perry e Sharel. Da 11 al 15. Right, questo voi avete. And again, you can find it in Canvas if you cannot find. I put it in the chat for reference. Vi do come 2-3 minuti. Let me know if you need more room or if more time, or if you're done, I can bring you back earlier. Va bene? Ok, facciamo così. Sorry, I was talking and I was, dico que just one person is not back yet. Oh, everybody's back. Bene, adesso gruppo numero 1. Can you tell us the answers to this?
Texas noi abbiamo
Sì, bene,
paura dell'esame.
bene. What does it mean avere paura? Oh,
Care
yes, fear is, yes.
of fear.
And these are not adjectives. It doesn't mean I'm afraid. I
Mm.
have fear of that, is what you're literally saying. So the paura is not going to, and the freddo and the caldo, when you're talking about living beings, not about coffee. Coffee can be cold or hot. But people, right, they have coldness or hotness feeling to them, and they do not change, right? If I am cold, I'm not going to say oh fredda because I'm female, right? But la pizza è fredda. Pizza is cold indeed. But so adesso numero 7. Voi non?
Avete.
Avete freddo, right? And again, regardless of who the people are, this freddo does not change because it's considered a noun, or it is a noun. The same like this caldo, this is plural. If it were an adjective, it would not end in o if these 7 and 8 are plural, right? So numero 8, loro,
Hanno caldo stasera.
molto bene, with an H, otherwise it means year. Numero 9, gli studenti,
Hanno.
hanno, molto bene, un esame domani. La signora e io, and very often, because there's too many vowels together, but you don't have to, but stylistics, you put ed, io. So that's why sometimes you see just the e, but sometimes you will say ed. But we're not, Professor Trombetta didn't do it in the beginning to, specify. So people may go like, what is that ed, right? Okay, la signora e io, so she and I is a we.
Abbiamo
Abbiamo. Molto bene. 2 nuove automobili. Adesso gruppo numero 2, Denise, Erin, Mariana, Perry, and Sherelle. 11. Tu,
A.
tu
Is it
hai.
pronounced A? I?
I.
Hi. Yeah.
Tutto.
And
The
next
Tu hai. Okay, lei ha voglia di un gelato. Voglia means a want or a desire for an ice cream. Il ragazzo e la ragazza, so he and she is they. Hanno bisogno del libro. E voi
Avete
Avete.
ragione.
avete ragione. And to have reason means to be right. Right? Avete ragione. E così successivamente. So this we know io ho. Loro non hanno. They don't have a lot of homework. Right? Silvia ha la gonna verde. Pinocchio ha un lungo naso. La signora e il signore hanno, so they have 2 children, and so on. So, se noi continuiamo, tu would be what? Anyone? Tu,
I
I, noi
Abbiamo.
Abbiamo
abbiamo, voi
avete
avete, io
o
ho, loro
hanno
hanno, noi
abbiamo
abbiamo, lui
ha
ha.
Ah.
Molto bene. So allora, per favore, I encourage everybody to keep your notes so that it's faster when you turn this in. And of course, you can always go back to the recording and stop, right? And then put them down because you did this work already together. And it's almost done, this page. Va bene? So I'm gonna go scroll down. Oh yes, I have to, excuse me, I have to clear the drawings so we can move. Now, la seconda pagina, second page is the same thing. But here, you had in parentheses what they are, right? Because sometimes people, okay, gli studenti, that's why I ask you sometimes, is this plural? Yes, right? And then la señora, anyone else, and I is a we, right? Two people, any two people is a loro, right? So this is loro. Silvia is she. If you have one proper name, is Lei or Louis, you're talking about them, unless you are talking to Silvia, but it would be maybe a little more obvious here. Sometimes in conversation, you don't say Silvia, tú, right? You say Silvia, hay un café per me, right? But sometimes we write it to make sure that you know who is the subject. So, but on the same page is not. You don't have to do this, right? But this is just practice if it's just to make sure that people know what's going on. So it's like she, Silvia, well, she
Lei.
has a cat. So in that case, again, I don't think it's necessary for you to write the subject in parentheses, but that's what he intended. And then again, ha un gatto, noi abbiamo, io, but then again, I ragazzi. Questo è plurale o singolare?
Plurale.
Plurale, so you conjugate for loro. Tu e Franco. This is informal, you and someone else is the you guys, right? Voi.
Voi.
Io e io is who?
Noi.
Sí, habíamos.
Noi, yes, no, so it will be abbiamo, right? So this will be hanno, loro hanno, voi avete, a noi ovviamente abbiamo. Then Carlo, right, is he. You're talking about, oh, not lei, sorry, lui.
Lui.
And then loro, la studentessa, right? This is la studentessa, plurale o singolare?
Singolare.
Singolare,
Plurale.
molto bene, it's just lei. Gli studenti, plurale o singolare?
Plural.
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 Still loro. Il signore, you see the il. If the word itself, signore, ends in e, well, we may not be sure. So
But it is
look at the article, right? The article will tell you without a doubt whether the word is masculine, feminine, singular, or plural. Il is
Masculine.
can only be masculine, singular. Tu e Maria is what? Just like tu e Franco.
Voi.
Voi, Marcella e io,
Noi.
noi, Mariela e Claudia,
Loro.
loro, yes. So again, la casa, and again, now these are all people, but now we get into inanimate objects, right? So that's why in Italian, again, there's no reason why house has to be feminine, but it's just a grammar thing, right? So you conjugate for lei. The house has, right? In English, we have it, but in Italian, it is he or she always, right? So lei. Well, there used to be the like esso and essa, some others that you will see in older, like way older Italian textbooks, but now it's lei, lui, right? Le ragazze, this is
Lei.
plural. Yes, it's
Okay.
only is girls' night out, right? Or so it's loro, but it's feminine plural. Look at the article here. Io e Anna is noi, e la professoressa is lei. So that's what the extra parenthesis is about, to make sure that people think about who is the subject over there. Allora, queste, let me move down. And again, I'm going to lose. Antonio e io is the noi again. So that's the last one that was missing from there. Quindi faccio così so we can clear my drawings. E poi la prossima, and we have another one with avere, and then we have essere. But before, okay, ci sono le espressioni idiomatiche con avere. And these are again things that we have in Italian that we are in English. So do not use the verb to be. And somebody was trying to say, io sono 24 anni, right? No, you are not a number, right? And that's why you also have to say anni. Because if you say, oh, 20, people can ask, you have 20 what, right? $20, 20, I mean, whatever. So, and these go together, but you have to conjugate avere. You have to conjugate just like this, right? Cuando Maria ha fame, but then it does, you have to choose which one. Cuando io ho freddo, la madre ha ragione, il padre ha torto. And I think, again, we saw some of this in that PowerPoint. Gli studenti non hanno paura dell'esame. Noi abbiamo bisogno. And that D, I already put it here, della, right? D, dell'esame, della pena nera. To simplify. So you only need like 2 words here. 2 words on each blank. Il bambino ha, well, 5 anni. 5 anni, that's it. Voi avete caldo. But let's do very quickly a little, and this is a new one that I don't know if it's, yes. So these are the ones, well, let me close this to have a better view. So espressioni idiomatiche con avere, they are not conjugated, right? Avere bisogno, mal di testa is to have, avere mal di, any part of the body is to, that part hurts you, right? O mal di spalle would be my shoulders hurt. O mal di gola, right? Throat hurts. Avere paura di, avere caldo, freddo, fame, sete, ragione, torto. Oh gosh, okay, wait. Let me just take one out that I see that I put in French. So it's gonna be just 10 ones. Yeah, but yes, these are the same idiomatic expressions, and I do have, if I go here, my collection, and I copied this from my French class, right? Because I had them set up for French, and you see Spanish, and I do have for French and a similar set for Spanish as well. But I never, yeah, I haven't taught Spanish once since the fall of 2019. So that was before the pandemic, and I put a lot of things online during the pandemic, but not Spanish one. But again, it's the same thing for all these Romance languages. So se facciamo così, Quizlet Live Classico, just to, let's do this. Well, actually, facciamo uno. Putting the, one, and then we'll do.
I can't get in.
It's not Quizlet.com, Quizlet.live. Or just take a picture of that. I think we have 9 students right now. We'll give it 10 more seconds. If not, we'll play twice. And hopefully the rest can join us. Okay, we're gonna play once with 5 people or 6 people. Keep trying. We're gonna play again. Music is a little too loud. I thought I lowered it, but bene. Fina. So, anybody waiting to join the game? This is wait. 10 seconds of the game. What the next red moment is see again. Benissimo. Okay, Gabriel and Lima won. Okay, bene. Oh, see, yes, I tried to lower the volume of the music and I put it down to 2, but it still was kind of loud. I don't think that worked, but we know it for the next time. So, ma buon lavoro. Again, this, you can find all that in the Quizlet set for the class. Adesso, oh wait, what am I in the Zoom page? Allora, so questo is just to see which one, because here, again, you have not only to conjugate the verb, but to add the appropriate espressioni con avere. I'm not going to go over the rest because I want you to do some of them on your own, because that will help you remember them. Adesso la prossima cosa is essere. Again, up until here is only avere, so you don't have to think about whether to use essere or avere. It's always avere. And then on page 11, now this is all essere, right? So it's not io ho, right? But io sono a casa oggi, right? Io sono, and then they start in order. Tu sei, lui
And
lei
and
and then again with somebody's name, but this is still lei. And then impersonal, today is Monday, oggi è lunedì, just like quando è il tuo compleanno. And then i plurali, noi
Siamo
siamo in classe, voi
siete,
studenti e loro
sono
stanchi oggi, they are tired today. Again, sono with one N only, because if you write 2 N's, this is this. It means sleepiness, right? So that's why sometimes spelling is more important than other times. And this is like one of the times it is when it could become a different word. Then it goes in random. Mariella è, she is. Noi siamo, voi siete, loro sono. Again, here you have the pronouns. He and I is we. So yes, Roma è in Italia. Firenze e Pisa sono in Toscana. So these are 2 cities that are in Tuscany. Are. And then what would be domani? Tomorrow is è martedì.
Martedì, sì.
Sì. Loro
Sono
sono intelligenti. Voi
siete,
siete
siete.
alti. Noi
siamo,
siamo bassi e loro
Sono.
sono.
alti, right? And these ones are trying to get you used to who, right? To use, because sometimes people just say to say, right? But you need to kind of read a little bit more. It's not just you, but you and she. It's you guys, and so on, right? And then also, if you only read this, lei è, but this is she and I too, so me too. and so on. So yes, poi, but you have all in parentheses, poi, then you don't have them in parentheses. Then you have to do on the next page, Marcello e, right? So it will be Marcello e Maria sono a Milano, but it's he is with her, right? E con Maria. Il teatro La Scala. This means one theater. E a Milano. Gli studenti, plurale o singolare?
Plurale.
Plurale, quindi sono a scuola. Marcello e Maria
Sono.
sono, right? It's two people, tu,
Sei.
sei. Noi,
Siamo.
voi,
Siete.
Siete.
right? Again, I don't know why it's like that many spaces. This is, again, when I copy from the quaderno, the formatting, right? Che cos'è? And then what is that? So this will be, this is one. Che cosa è, but again, Italian sometimes elides, meaning apostrophe and dropping a letter when you have too many vowels. So che cos'è? And this you see the esa, right? What is that? And then you have e, and I'm using a Mac, and you see if I hold down, the accent appears. If not, there's ways, if you have a numeric keyboard, to add this, but also you can copy and paste. That may be the easier way to put accents if you don't know how to put them. Quanti studenti ci sono? How many students are there in class? Ci sono in classe oggi. C'è, ci sono, right? And then this is the same thing up until the end. So, dove noi siamo? Poi, so this is, and I'm going to move a little quicker because I don't want to run out of time. And we're going to maybe do some of the adjective concordance. This is la página 13, page 13, is just another page of vocabulary, although we saw most of this on the second, even at the end of the first week of class. So, and we did the opposites, right? But they are again here. And then you have a little notes, and this is in your cuaderno, right? So, and then some examples of the, right, the gender blind adjectives and all that. And this is not in the cuaderno, and I added it here just because I can do that on Canvas. Poi, se facciamo così, let's do, and I want us to do a couple of these together. If you have máquina, this has to agree with that. Yes. So annotate. La signora ha una bella macchina. Okay. Il professore porta, and again, it doesn't agree with signora or professore. It agrees with what's underlined. It's a ugly shirt.
Brutta.
Brutta, sì.
Yes, brutta camicia. Again, brutto means ugly. Then Carlo e Mario sono what? And look at this.
Buoni.
Buoni, ragazzi. Silvia Graziella. This is feminine plural.
Brave.
Brave studentesse. Yes. And then and direttore is masculine. So it's one. So this is masculine singular. Does cattivo change?
No.
No.
Change. Bene. And then now you have some instances of then giovane maestra. Does giovane change in the singular?
No.
No. So giovane maestra. And I'm sorry, but to scroll down, I need to erase this. Otherwise it's gonna, I'm gonna drag them down. So alcuni casi speciali. If I'm gonna have loro sono and then amici, to say vecchi, since I have vecchio, do I do this?
No,
Or
you
do
just
I yes.
Vecchi, yeah.
Yes, you don't do that. So just keep that one. Remember, you drop the O. Like we did with the nouns in the plural, we do it with the adjectives as well. Vecchi amici. Grande piazza. Does grande change if it's singular?
No.
Gender blind. Yes, gender blind. It doesn't. Paese. Now paese is the one that is in the A ending, but it's masculine. So does it change?
No.
Piccoli.
Yes, no, it doesn't change. But so, and I said yes to the person who said no. Not that it's true. Yes. Noi abbiamo lì and then libri. We have the same books.
Say.
Tessie.
Stessi libri, right? And then aggettivi, nuovi aggettivi. Domanda
Altra.
altra domanda. Amici,
Ali.
cari amici, amiche. They are true friends, but feminine plural.
Tere.
Era.
Yes,
Yeah.
molto bene, very amiche. So again, let's do clear the drawings so I can scroll down a little bit.
Also, what does boy mean?
What?
I
What does
think boy.
poi, like P-O-I?
I think so.
If it's poi, just like the Hawaiian thing, that means then.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just wondering what you're saying between pages. If you're saying that next or
That, well, there we go. Allora, it's like, so, bene, primo marzo non cambia. And normally I would get us in groups to work on some of this because what you hear, it may not stay as much as what you do yourselves. That's why I believe a lot in doing. But we don't have a lot of time, and I will go back to the sample quiz. So if I go here, primo marzo non cambia, ultima filia, molti studenti, so many questions will be what? Tante domande, right? So if you look at here, this tante domande, pasta, too much pasta,
Troppa.
troppa pasta, and now this, what do we need? If we want to say pochi, what do I need to do there though?
Hmm. I don't know.
What? Where?
This means pochi,
Mm-hmm.
but I want to say pochi.
You need
This is
an
Oh, H?
yes,
An H?
yes.
Ah,
Again, coca, goga is the same thing. Like o capelli. I have long hair. I would say o capelli lungi with the H, right? The singular is lungo, but it's lungi, right? So lungo, poco, those need H as well. So and then molte cose da fare. Molto is one that we'll get to see later. Molto, if it means, if it modifies a verb or an adjective, like very well, right? When it means very, like molto bene, very well, it doesn't change. But when it means many, when it modifies a noun, then it changes. So here it will be molte cose, too many things, right? And it means many things to do. If it means molto bene, molto rapido, that means very well, very fast, right? When it means very, then it's an adverb and it doesn't change. And it looks like the same word, but it's two different meanings and then two different ways to use it. And then there's one here, it's a little automobili. This looks like, E ending looks like a masculine, but here is feminine plural. So this is one of those that automobile is singular. So what happens here? What do I write? Troppi or troppe?
troppi?
If it's feminine,
troppe.
yes.
No.
So it looks like I'm making a mistake, but I'm not, because this is an A ending noun in the singular, right? So even if it goes like that, because the plural of all A nouns is E, the this troppo has 4 forms, O, A, I, E, right? So is feminine. Again, and then miei amici sono pazzi, noi siamo intelligenti, even if we are only females in this group, right? It goes like that, the plural, intelligenti. So, yes. So I can say, Eden e Cheryl sono intelligenti, right? It doesn't stay intelligente because they are both female, because that's a gender blind adjective. And I wish all language was more gender blind, but until we get there, and it's slowly kind of getting there, right? Because again, why would a chair be female and the newspaper be masculine? There's no reason for it. Pero va bene. So I'll just teach you the way that it is right now. So, and the reason why I kind of rushed through that is quiz 2. Yes, I wanted to show you a little bit more. In the quiz, once it opens after midnight, you will have some, and we didn't do that many of these. I can probably send another exercise to practice. But if you have this, and I say correct form of avere or essere, you, Italian class today, would you choose you are Italian class today, or do you have Italian class today?
You have.
Yes, and again, these are all forms of avere, but sometimes it will be more like, yes, avere or essere. Again, it's not io sono for age, it will be io ho. And then, but I am from, and again, these are things that hopefully we remember from the first weeks. But then we have a test now, or we are not the exam. And she has 2 dogs. They are, right? So it's one of those, but you need to like understand more or less. You and Alba, right? You have 6 cats. It's not that you are 6 cats. It will be avete and something like this. So even if we have no clue who these people are, it's like this tells you that it's plural and it's German, right? And then you say, oh, you're not talking to them and you're not part of the group, so they are German, right? And then Pietro ed io, whoever and I, it's a we. And then it's not we have Italian students this semester. I guess a teacher could say I have this many students, but no, siamo, well, we are students. And then if you have something like this, how would you say he's feeling? How do you say he is hot? And you don't mean that he is a hot looking guy, but he is feeling hot temperature wise.
Louis,
Ah,
Yes, lui a caldo, bene. Numero 2, she is right on the other end of the table by the window. She's
Fredo.
sì, lei ha freddo.
Alfreda? Do you change it, Alfreda?
Sì. Numero 3, lui che mangia un
Ha
panino.
fame.
lui
Ha fame, molto bene. Oh, not cui. Cui. Okay. Numero 4 is this one, and this is a water fountain.
Oh, Louis has
lui ha 7.
Sì, bene, lui ha
Sette.
7. And this lady here is kind of falling asleep.
Lei ha sonno.
Lei
Sí,
ha sonno.
sonno with double N. So that's what you would need to do here. And again, I always say, okay, you have 5, you describe 4. So you don't have to just put the numbers because the picture is not in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Just put any numbers so you don't have to go in order. You can do 5 and then 4, whatever. Just make sure you describe the correct one, because it's harder for me to edit pictures. So I tend to recycle them. So you may have something like that. And then I already went over that. But I probably will have something less than this because when I give you the chance to self-grade a quiz. It doesn't self-grade those things, so people will be missing these ones. And we're almost done here. So, but and you will have something less, but you may have, and this is just vocabulary. So, what makes sense here? Loro, well, maybe they're hot with all those clothes, but this will be like the most logical answer, right? And then this is total nonsense, right? L'elefante, el pesce, but you know, sonno, it has to be one. I mean, this will be like easier, just recognition. And then he's in a hurry, obviously. Which one is hurry? Fretta.
We are afraid.
Lui ha fretta. And then paura, so afraid of the, right? And then even if you don't know what frigo vuoto means, empty fridge, but it's okay, what she says, paura, right? Avere has to be conjugated. It cannot be avere like that. And then you may or may not have something like this, right? But you have something similar, but this will be easier. Come ti chiami, right? Quando il tuo compleanno, something that would make that. You may have something like this actually. So, and I may or may not, if I have this, I may just use it as extra credit in your case, right? So that's why I put a lot of annotations when people made mistakes on that thing, right? If they submit it on their own. So, but again, in your case, I'll probably have that extra credit because it was already something that you did. But I do like having things that I hope most people know how to do when I quiz or test. Va bene? Allora, grazie per venire. Il quiz apre dopo mezzanotte, but you have until the end of Sunday, like right before midnight on Sunday, to submit it. So it's going to be open the entire weekend, including Friday. So any questions? I do have an office hour tomorrow at 6 p.m. And la prossima classe sarà lunedì alle 7, right? Lunedì alle 7 di sera. Grazie per venire, buon fine settimana e